Imagine walking into your own bank, trying to use your money, and being treated like a criminal. Imagine hearing snarky comments about your last name, while every dollar you earned is locked away for weeks. That happened to me. But instead of staying powerless, I found a way to make them regret every single second they tried to disrespect me. If you've ever been underestimated, disrespected, or treated unfairly by someone who thought they held all the power, then hit that like button, subscribe, and buckle up. Because this revenge story? Oh, it's about to be one of the most satisfying ones you'll ever hear. I always thought a small, local credit union would mean trust. You know, familiar faces, a sense of community, less corporate coldness. So I handed them my hard-earned money, expecting safety and respect. That illusion shattered the moment I stood in front of their ATM, staring at a blank screen, my card spitting back at me like I was trying to take money that wasn't mine. My heart sank. I needed cash. This shouldn't happen. So I walked into the branch. The clerk gave me a code to manually withdraw cash from my account, a feature they apparently offered. Simple fix, I thought. No big deal. But little did I know that tiny moment was about to unleash one of the most frustrating experiences of my life. A few days later, I checked my account, and something was wrong. My funds were locked. Every dollar frozen. When I called support, expecting help, I was instead met with arrogance. Snarky voices on the other end of the line told me I had to wait for a review. I asked why. They danced around the answer. Then, I heard the undertones. The way they said my last name, stretched out like it tasted bitter in their mouths. Maybe you should learn how things work here, one of them hinted. I felt rage crawl up my chest. This wasn't just a mistake anymore. This was disrespect. And it didn't end there. For more than a month, my funds stayed locked. Every phone call was the same. Rude responses, blame shifting, and that subtle suggestion that I didn't quite belong. Imagine your own money you worked for, being held hostage, while they laughed behind the scenes. I vented to my family back home. I just needed to talk, to unload. And that's when my younger cousin, barely out of high school, said something that stopped me in my tracks. Why don't you just hit them where it hurts? Their reputation, their social media. At first, I laughed it off. How could I possibly fight a bank? But then, he showed me something. A Russian service that paid people pennies, literal rubles, to post whatever you wanted online. I felt a chill. Could this actually work? Sat at my desk, staring at my laptop, heart pounding. For just a few dollars, I could unleash a flood of voices online. Complaints, outrage, noise the bank couldn't ignore. I hesitated. Was this crossing a line? But then I remembered the way those employees sneered at me. The way they dangled my own money in front of me like I didn't deserve it. No, this wasn't crossing a line. This was drawing one. $3. That's all it took. I wrote a few prompts, carefully crafted to sound real. Disappointed customers. People furious about hidden fees. Angry voices demanding accountability. And then, like a digital tidal wave, the posts began. Hundreds of them. One after another. Facebook, Twitter, Yelp. Everywhere their brand appeared, suddenly it was drowning in negativity. I sat there, watching it unfold in real time. The bank's glowing reputation, their carefully curated social image, collapsing like a sandcastle in the tide. For the first time in weeks, I smiled. It didn't take long. That very same day, my phone rang. The caller ID, my bank. But this time, it wasn't some smug clerk. It was the call center manager. His voice? Shaky, apologetic, desperate. Sir, we've reviewed your case. We understand your frustration. And regardless of whether you want to stay with us, we're ready to transfer your entire balance immediately. Plus, he cleared his throat, a $50 goodwill compensation to any bank of your choosing. The irony? Delicious. For weeks they acted like I was invisible, untouchable, powerless. But the moment their image was threatened, they folded like a cheap suit. Agreed, my money was safe again, plus $50 extra. But here's the kicker. I couldn't exactly call off the bots. Those fake complaints, still pouring in, still staining their pages, that was no longer my problem. They wanted to treat me like I didn't matter. Now they get to taste the chaos of cleaning up their own mess. Picture this, a bank that thought they held all the power, suddenly scrambling like ants under a magnifying glass. Their social media, once polished, perfect, untouchable, reduced to a battlefield of angry voices. And me? Sitting back, sipping coffee, knowing I had finally tipped the scales of justice in my favor. that $50 wasn't the real reward. The real victory was seeing them bow their heads in defeat. Sometimes, the most powerful weapon isn't brute force, it's reputation. When people abuse power, they forget one thing: public opinion is priceless. And once it's gone, no amount of money can buy it back. So, what do you think? Was this revenge justified, or did I go too far? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I read every single one. And if this story gave you chills, smash that like button and subscribe for more jaw-dropping revenge stories every week.